Hello, my name is Angela Cannon and I'm the Environmental Education Coordinator at RMSC's Cumming Nature Center. And for story time today, I have The Salamander Room by Ann Mazer, illustrated by Steve Johnson. Brian found a salamander in the woods. It was a little orange salamander that crawled through the dried leaves of the forest floor. The salamander was warm and cozy in the boy's hand. "Come, live with me," Brian said. He took the salamander home. "Where will he sleep?" his mother asked. "I will make him a salamander bed to sleep in. I will cover him with leaves that are fresh and green and bring moss that looks like little stars to be a pillow for his head. I will bring crickets to sing him to sleep and bullfrogs to tell him goodnight stories. And when he wakes up, where will he play? I will carpet my room with shiny wet leaves and water them so he can slide around and play. I will bring tree stumps into my room so he can climb up the bark and sun himself on top, and I will bring boulders that he can creep over. He will miss his friends in the forest," his mother said. "I will bring salamander friends to play with him. They will be hungry. How will you feed them?" I will bring insects to live in my room, and every day I will catch some and feed the salamanders, and I will make little pools of water on top of the boulders so they can drink whenever they are thirsty. The insects will multiply, and soon there will be bugs and insects everywhere. I will find birds to eat the extra bugs and insects, and the bullfrogs will eat them too. "Where will the birds and bullfrogs live?" asked his mother. "I will bring trees for the birds to roost in and make ponds for the frogs." Birds need to fly. We can lift off the ceiling. They will sail out in the sky, but they will come back to my room when it is time for dinner because they will know that the biggest, juiciest insects live there. But the trees, how will they grow? The rain will come through the open roof, and the sun too, and vines will creep up the walls of my room, and ferns will grow under my bed. There will be big white mushrooms and moss like little stars growing around the tree stumps that the salamanders climb on. And you, where will you sleep? I will sleep on a bed under the stars, with the moon shining through the green leaves of the trees. Owls will hoot and crickets will sing. And next to me, on the boulder, with its head resting on soft moss, the salamander will sleep. The end. Hello, I'm Angela Cannon. I'm the Environmental Education Coordinator for Rochester Museum and Science Center's Cumming Nature Center. And today, I'm out looking for salamanders. Salamanders are so cool. So salamanders are an amphibian, which means, in Latin, two lives. So they're born in the water, and then they come out on land and become land animals, unless they're a newt, in which case they go back to the water when they become adults. So salamanders have moist skin. They need to stay in moist places. They like dark spots. They're not usually like a lizard out sunning themselves on the rock. They're just the opposite. And great places to find salamanders are mossy spots, shady woods, under rocks and logs. And so I'm going to start taking a look here and see if we can find any salamanders. Oh, nothing there. Now, sometimes people don't realize they found a salamander. They think it's a worm for a second, and then they notice that there are 4 legs. Lots of ants. Now, my friend Jude over here had a question. He said, what do salamanders eat? Which is something worth thinking about, because if you want to find salamanders, you want to find them in a place where there's a good food supply in their habitat. So salamanders eat little bugs, they eat worms, So they're gonna wanna be someplace where you can find lots of bugs and worms. I'm gonna look over here now. Pretty exciting to lift up rocks and look underneath. Doesn't guarantee that we will find anything. More ants, lots of ants. I bet salamanders eat ants too. It's a little hot and dry today, so it could be challenging. Maybe right underfoot here. So what I'm doing, Jude, is I am carefully lifting up rocks, but I'm putting them right back where I found them. Now, if I do find a salamander, I want to be especially careful how I handle it because our skin has salts and oils on it, and salamanders need their skin to stay moist and clean so they can still respirate through it. We also want to be careful not to scare a salamander because salamanders can drop their tails. The tail wiggles like this and the salamander runs away, and that protects the salamander because the tail wiggles and distracts the predator. But we don't want that to happen to any salamanders that we might find today. When Jude and I are done looking at the salamander and go to release it, what I'll do is put it right back at the rock where it was found. I'll turn the rock over and I'll put the salamander to the side of the rock. I will turn the rock over, put it back where it was, and I'll put the salamander beside the rock. I won't try to put the rock on top of the salamander. I hope that you will all go out and look for salamanders yourselves. You can find spotted salamanders, redback salamanders, salamanders by creeks, under rocks, mossy places, and have fun and be gentle.